Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
Forex Live. November 11th. 7:19 America, New York. China President Xi reportedly expected to invite U.S. President Biden to the Beijing Winter Olympics. The invitation will serve as a guise for both leaders to discuss further on matters that both countries are quibbling over. This comes ahead of a virtual summit between the Xi and Biden anticipated sometime next week, with CNBC reporting that Xi is likely to use the discussion as a platform to extend an invite.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 11th. 7:12 America, New York. Beyond Meat, Tesla, Rivian. What to watch when the stock market opens today. Tesla shares rose after filings showed Elon Musk sold about $5 billion in shares this week, while Rivian jumped pre-market after IPO day pop.
Forex Live. November 11th. 7:01 America, New York. Iraq oil minister says OPEC Plus expected to keep output policy unchanged in December meeting. That fits with market expectations for the most part. One don't think OPEC Plus is rushing to make any changes to its output policy, and they will have another look at things next year as they reassess the global outlook.
Daily FX Market News. November 11th. 7 o'clock America, New York. US dollar strength leaves sterling and the euro in its slipstream. The latest U.S. inflation data show price pressures in America hitting a 3-decade high, reinvigorating an already strong U.S. dollar.
BBC News Business. November 11th. 6:47 America, New York. We lost festive savings in family WhatsApp scam. Trading standards officers warn that fraudsters are posing as family members to steal money.
Global Economy. November 11th. 6:31 America, New York. The Fed's inflation miscalculations risk hurting the poor. The slower the response to increasing prices, the greater the threat of contractionary forces for the economy.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 11th. 6:31 America, New York. Vatican near sale of London building ensnared in corruption scandal. The Vatican is close to a deal with two private equity firms to sell a London commercial building at the center of one of the major scandals of Pope Francis's reign.
Global Economy. November 11th. 6:31 America, New York. Could easing choke points in U.S. ports just be wasting money? Massive investment in cargo handling capacity isn't the supply chain no-brainer it was with containers half a century ago.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 11th. 6:30 America, New York. Pure play iBuyers go big as Zillow goes home. While Opendoor and OfferPad proved they can hang tough, investors shouldn't be so quick to double down.
Global Economy. November 11th. 6:13 America, New York. EU economy faces growing headwinds despite pandemic recovery, warns Brussels. Supply chain bottlenecks, COVID resurgence and energy costs among the constraints on growth.
Forex Live. November 11th. 6:05 America, New York. USD, CAD runs up to 5-week highs as dollar extends advance against commodity currencies. USD, CAD moves up to 1.2570, its highest since the 7th of October, and threatens a break of its 100-day moving average. Commodity currencies are bearing the brunt of the drop in the FX space today, being punished with the dollar pushing higher, even though the greenback's advance against the euro and pound has been trimmed in the past.
New York Times Business. November 11th. 6 o'clock America, New York. A new Mercedes SL stresses horsepower and verve. Across 7 decades, the Roadster has radiated a sporty elegance, and a new generation adds a dash of modern driving technology. The next generation Mercedes SL 63.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 11th. 5:50 America, New York. China gets slightly less tough on property developers. Chinese regulators are considering making it easier for developers to buy assets from struggling peers like Evergrande to protect home buyers and stem any contagion.
Global Economy. November 11th. 5:45 America, New York. The imperceptible approach of global carbon pricing. It is far from the COP26 headlines, but progress is happening.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 11th. 5:30 America, New York. Avis, the latest meme stock, is driving the Dow Transports Index. Shares of the car rental company have been soaring, and their outsized influence could make that index a less reliable gauge of the broader stock market.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. November 11th. 5:30 America, New York. Feud at Smithfield Foods parent company shows messy underside of Chinese takeover. The turmoil at WH Group marks an unexpected twist for a deal that raised political concerns amid a string of attempts by Chinese companies to buy up Western producers of resources needed to feed the country's growing appetite.
Daily FX Market News. November 11th, 5:30 American New York, Article 16. Why triggering it risks an all-out UK-EU trade war. Tensions rise between the UK and EU over the Northern Ireland Protocol. Failure in talks raises risk of the UK triggering Article 16.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. November 11th, 5:30 America New York. How much does it cost to fill up an electric vehicle? As global automakers turn their fleets electric, drivers are thinking differently about fuel, and whether operating an EV is really much cheaper than gasoline.
Global economy. November 11th, 5:21 America New York. US dollar rises as inflation data revives bets of tighter monetary policy. After a steep overnight fall, the euro drops further against the greenback on Thursday morning.
Forex Live. November 11th, 5:10 America New York. European Commission raises 2021 euro area growth forecast in autumn projections. The EU releases its latest projections on the euro area economy on the economic outlook. The Commission noted that the new headwinds are mounting as supply-side challenges continue to persist and surging energy prices look set to weigh on consumption and investment.
New York Times Business. November 11th, 5 o'clock America New York. Stocks soar in India, luring investors at home and abroad. The second most populous country is enjoying some of the world's strongest stock market returns. Pro-growth policies and gnawing questions about China have helped. The parent company of the digital payments platform Paytm went public this week in the largest offering in India's history. New York Times Business. November 11th, 5 o'clock America New York. The core legal strategy against opioid companies may be faltering. Two recent rulings rejected the public nuisance argument being used in thousands of cases against the industry, with more trials and settlement talks underway. The Oklahoma Supreme Court on Tuesday overturned a lower court's decision against Johnson & Johnson over the company's role in the opioid epidemic.
BBC News Business. November 11th, 4:58 America New York. Boss of insurer LV equals defense sale amid backlash. Chief Executive Mark Hartigan says a planned takeover by private equity will help preserve its brand.